So the movie begins with Vader already on the Rebel ship, and wait, hold on. You thought I was gonna make an Anakin video and not mention this scene? This is art, perfection, straight aura farming. They can't stop him. I know, I'm glazing. But Vader infiltrates the Rebel base and Leia sends a message to Obi-Wan through R2. Vader captures Leia and makes her watch as he blows up her entire planet. Bro's a generational here. He puts her in a cell and R2 and 3PO go to Tatooine to find Obi-Wan, who's been watching over Luke. Luke and his uncle buy R2 and 3PO from Jabba the Hutt as their droids, but Luke almost gets himself killed and Obi-Wan has to save him and takes him back to his house. They look through R2's transmissions and find Leia's message to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan decides to go save her and Luke goes with him and Obi-Wan decides to give him Anakin's lightsaber. They go to a bar and look for a smuggler called Han Solo so he can get them to the Death Star. When they get there, Han, Luke and Chewbacca go to rescue Leia while Obi-Wan be doing side quests. They get in a shootout and Luke goes to her cell only to get dwarf shaped.
Too short for a stormtrooper?
Couldn't be me, that's all I'm saying. They rescue her and get lost in the trash and almost get crushed and R2 gotta save them. All while Obi-Wan gets caught in an ISO and gets done like his master. And Luke gotta watch as Obi-Wan gets done dirty. But they escape and head to the Rebels base to plan an attack to destroy the Death Star. And these sorry ass pilots all get wiped out. Like, were y'all not trained? What the fuck? They even got Vader in the field high on their tail. But Luke gotta prove himself. He tries and misses, aims so ass even Obi-Wan was getting tight. I had to speak to this guy through the Force. Shit is tragic. But Luke actually logs in and hits it and blows up the entire space station. And the movie ends with the heroes getting medals like, congratulations, you just killed 1 million people. But in the second movie, after the Battle of Hoth, Obi-Wan tells Luke to go to Dagobah so Yoda can train him. And this is where we get the coldest fight scene in the trilogy. I'ma just play the scene.
R2, let him have it. R2!
Anyway, they go into the hut and Yoda agrees to train him. All while Han and Leia go to Cloud City to meet Lando Calrissian, only to get blindsided by Vader. You deadass can't trust no one these days. But Vader captured Han, Leia and Chewie. While Luke is training, he senses his friends are in danger, and Yoda advises him to continue his training, but Luke insists on saving his friends. He goes to Cloud City, but it's too late. Han, Leia and Chewie have already been taken to the carbonation station. As Han is about to get frozen in carbonite, peek give him what he says.
I love you.
I know.
People nowadays be trying so hard to be nonchalant and you get this veteran who's been doing this shit since the 80s. While being taken away, Lando helps Leia and Chewie escape. Like, you switching up already? Dog, you the only reason he in this mess. It's like you repping both red and blues. Dog, pick a side. Luke tries to save his friends but gets caught in an ISO and I don't even gotta say nothing, just play the scene.
Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
They run the Fade and this is deadass my favorite duel in the whole series. The big one. Luke versus Vader. Now y'all can say what you want about the choreography of the original trilogy, but just know, you're wrong. Luke tries to go on the offense, but Vader hits the parries into a spin and they back at it. They swing a bit and listen to what they say.
You have learned much, young one.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
Now Luke, you my favorite character in the series, and I'm sorry for how they did you in the sequels, but dog, how you gonna say that? Then let this happen. You ain't full of surprises, my dog, you full of shit. Vader then traps him in the carbonation station. Look, I forgot what it's called, but you get the picture. He tries freezing him, but Luke weaves it and he's swinging again. Luke parries his swings and starts flipping and goes right into the offense. He presses Vader and he loses the high ground again, but the fight ain't over. They come face to face again. Check Luke's face. He is locked in. Vader tries to use the Force to throw a pipe at Luke, but he blocks that shit. Vader goes in for a swing, but Luke blocks it as well. And they start going hit for hit. Vader starts using his surroundings, throwing all kinds of stuff at Luke, and eventually hits the window, causing Luke to get sucked out. He's hanging on the ledge, but he gets back on his feet and he's back to Vader hunting. He starts lurking the corridors, only to get caught off guard. Vader coming out swinging. Luke starts blocking. Defense looking like prime Shaq over here. But Vader swinging too much and Luke puts the jets on. Vader high on his ass though. Luke gets back on the defense and he tries to get Luke to surrender, but Luke doesn't care. Now peep this. Parry, weave, then clocks him in the shoulder. Got bro pissed. He swings at him but misses. Luke tries blocking the next attack only to get amputated. Luke tries backing up and I'ma just play the scene.
One never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
Luke escapes, ending the fight, and after the fight, Luke is hanging on for his life and starts calling to Leia, and she hears him and goes back to save him, and the movie ends with the heroes looking at the galaxy. The third movie begins with Leia getting captured by Jabba the Hutt after freeing Han, so Luke goes to his palace to free them, but is captured as well. But Luke entering his primer now, so he already got this on lock. They get to the Sarlacc pit and R2 sends the saber to Luke and he catches that shit and starts swinging. They escape the palace and Luke heads to Dagobah to see Yoda to find out he is dying. Yoda tells Luke there's nothing to learn, but in order to become a Jedi he must confront Vader. Before confirming, Luke is Vader's son. Obi-Wan also informs him that Leia is his sister. Luke heads back to the Rebels base to plan an attack on the planet Endor. While they're there, they meet the Ewoks, who at first were about to munch on them, but then they decide to help them in their assault. Right before the assault, Luke tells Leia that he is her sister, and that Vader is their father, and I know Leia is shook, especially since Vader decimated her whole planet right in front of her. Oh, and this scene. But Luke lets himself get captured by the Empire to confront Vader. While he's there, he tries to remind Vader who he is. Now I want to point out something here. You notice how Luke's costume is already paralleling. The full black fit resembles the dark side, but the flap that is grey resembles the light. I'm telling you, George was out here cooking. As Lando begins his assault on the Death Star, Luke confronts the Emperor and he tries to get Luke to commit to the dark side by killing him. And Luke almost gives in, but is blocked by Vader.
Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on. What was our getaway car, Jag portfolio?
This is what I love about him. How he stopped Luke from killing him, not because he's his master, but because he doesn't want Luke to fall to the dark side. But the rebels are out here getting bodied on Endor and get surrounded, but Chewie locks the fuck in and helps them. While Luke is up here fighting for his life. Luke starts pressing Vader, but Vader parrying that shit, only to get knocked down a flight of stairs. Now I want you to peep this parallel. Luke got the high ground, but instead of using it to his advantage like Obi-Wan did, he lets Vader get up and Vader starts swinging at him, but is blocked. He keeps swinging only to get parried every time. Luke hits a flip and is back on the high ground. He tries to get Vader to come back to the light, but Vader shuts that down. Luke slides down and Vader starts hunting him, but then Vader starts taunting him, using his own sister against him, and Luke comes out swinging. Vader tries blocking, but Luke is on his ass, straight pressing, and he cuts off his hand. Peep the parallel, got the Emperor straight geeking, but Luke denies him, and listen to this.
I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
He's just like me for real. But the Emperor gets pissed and starts electrocuting him. Han then blows up the Death Star's shield generator and Lando and his team head to the Death Star's core. Luke starts copping the plea, begging for Anakin's help, and Vader starts conflicting his own thoughts, and I'ma just play the scene again. Luke then carries Vader out of the room after fulfilling the Chosen One prophecy, and Vader asks him to take off his mask. Luke then asks him not to do that as he will die, but Anakin insists on it as he wants to see Luke with his own eyes. Anakin looks at Luke and tells him to leave, but Luke insists on saving him, in which Anakin tells him that he already has saved him, and Anakin then dies. Luke gets Vader out of there and Lando blows up the Death Star, and the Galactic Empire is now over. The whole galaxy is celebrating the win, but peep game on Luke burning Anakin's body, and the movie ends with Luke joining his friends as he looks off and sees the Force ghost, and Anakin's ghost joins them. Now, the point of this video is to explain Anakin's redemption arc. See, what makes Anakin such a great villain and character is his motives. From birth, he has been a slave. At first a slave to Watto, then a slave for the Jedi Order, then a slave to Palpatine. And now when he is freed, he makes a choice to finally do what needs to be done to bring order to the galaxy, fulfilling his prophecy. Anakin kills Palpatine and brings balance to the Force. Now being free from his shackles, he makes a choice to take off his mask, to look at his son, not through the eyes of Darth Vader, but through the eyes of Anakin Skywalker. This, in my opinion, is the end of Star Wars. I don't think the sequels are canon personally, as it doesn't add any story to it. If anything, they just ruin the story that's already been told. I just see them as what-ifs, a separate alternate timeline. With that, Anakin's story is over, as well as the Skywalker saga, and I don't want to hear nothing about this utter propaganda. I know this video is a bit late, but I was busy with other stuff, but I appreciate everyone who showed support in the last one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one too. I am going to make more content and other stuff as well, so be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, I'll see you on the next one.